Is that correct? Hey,
looking good.
We finally fit. We love technology. Is not our strong suit.
No, we'll get there though.
Yeah, we'll get there.
How are my lines on there? Am I low?
We're gonna be like, people are gonna hate this podcast because it's like showing us way up in the red.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So we probably need to turn down some mics.
No, screw them.
No, no. Remember, it was pinging out and it sounded like crap.
Oh, well, you're the one with the headphones on now.
It's gonna be the top ones.
Whatever. I know that. Keep talking.
The black one's right there. The African American switch is right there. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah.
Wait, no. Wait, talk.
I'm talking, dude. I always talk and I never shut up. You know that.
So loud.
Am I?
Yes.
Maybe I need to back off the mic a little bit.
Yeah, why don't you?
But this is comfortable though. This is right. I like my. I think I'm right there. Right there.
Right there. Well, that's been 1 minute of BS to start off the Dynasty Wise podcast. Just a little night light for Dynasty Wise here. Just going to be Patu and I. But Pat, let's face it, you and I are the best.
Of the best. Of the best, sir.
Yeah. First off, Chad puts me to sleep. Just going to say it.
Where have all the good commentators gone? You know?
Nowhere.
He's the worst.
He's the worst. Joe is high all the time.
Yeah.
So you never know. He's just gonna be like, "I'm Joe DynastyWise Nasty."
Yeah, he's got the voice.
He's got the voice.
He's got the voice. He's got the voice.
He's got the. She's got the look.
Yeah, that's it. But no, he does, man. He's smooth.
And I'm starting to believe Clayton's not Amish.
I saw him using his. I swear he was using a phone the other day. So if that's the case, that is.
So why would you choose that stupid beard?
Because he wants to look older. More mature. He's probably, because I'm sure when he shaves his face, he looks like he's 12 years old.
That is true.
And he attracts the wrong kind of attention.
The right kind of attention for him.
Nailed it.
Oh, now I'm getting loud. Sorry, folks. We are like, if there was a rank below amateurs on like technology or doing podcasts, like we would be that rank below amateurs.
If we were sitting in your room right now, you would think we were grandparents with phones.
Yeah. Well, me, I'm 45. I'm old. Pat's in his 30s. Pat looks great. He looks like a youngster still.
Hey.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I got to tell you this.
All right.
So I'm 45.
Okay.
I'm not making this up, what I'm about to tell you. Okay?
Now the anticipation is growing.
Yeah. You know, so I'm taking a shower. You know.
Yes.
I do that once a week. You know, so maybe, you know, whatever.
Naturally.
You know, because I'm a naturalist.
Bingo.
You know, just earth is earth.
Right.
You know, but no, in any case, I see this little, like, dark little round thing on the bottom of the shower curtain. I'm not talking like the curtains where it's got, like, sailboats and seashells to make things look nice.
I'm not judging.
I'm talking, well, you know.
I got you.
But everyone does their bathroom in, like, some type of, like, ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Beach. It's always a beach theme.
Right, you know. But it's the plastic thing that keeps the water in. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what is that little circular brown thing? I'm 45 years old. All right?
Yep.
And, you know, I was talking to your wife, and she kind of laughed at me. She's like, really? You just figured this out? That's a little magnet that holds it at the bottom. And then it's got these little suction cups a little higher so you can put it up against it so no water escapes.
How about that?
I'm 45.
I'm so happy. That's a good moment, though, man.
It is. You know, I am 45, and I wear, like, Under Armour style shirts all the time. And I wear, like, basically gym shorts, you know, like Under Armour type gym shorts.
Sporty.
It's like, but, like, when I grew up, like, men who were 45, they wore, like, slacks with a belt and a tucked in button-up shirt.
Just to go to the little store.
Yeah, just there they are. You know, they're just walking down the street.
Sandy, I'm going to pick up some smokes.
Yeah, right. Get in the car. You know, it's like. But then I think of like Spike. You know, he's old.
Yeah.
And literally.
Actually, he's fixing to be 40 himself. Yeah.
Yeah, like he wears like most of the time I see him in a t-shirt.
Yeah, but his t-shirt is always ironed. You will never see a wrinkle on that guy, and if you do, I'll pay you $5 right there on the spot.
Really?
It has to be legit. It can't be. He just got out of the car wrinkle. It's got to be. Dude, he takes care of himself, man.
Really?
It's weird.
God, I don't even. God, I barely take care of myself. Like this shirt has been in the dryer for like 5 days. I just ripped it out. I got a shower, discovered how great humans are.
Right.
That we trap water in the bathtub.
There's so many life hacks out there now too.
Yeah, life hacks rule.
They're blowing my mind, man.
Speaking of life hacks, like when you go to like the store and you buy like pants or whatever or shorts and they got those clips on the side,
Yeah.
Like if you break those off, you can use those to like use like on like bags of chips and stuff.
One of the ones that I thought was awesome is using your dustpan to fill up a bucket. Instead of having to, you run off, you put your dustpan in the sink and use the handle of it. It'll flow water right into your bucket, so you have to lift up your bucket in and out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's genius.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Everyone always says you can't, what is it? You can't teach stupid or you can't unteach stupid,
Right.
whatever it is. It's like, how stupid? How have we survived? With all this common sense coming out, with all these life hacks, it blows my mind.
Humans are good for planet Earth.
We are.
Screw the rainforest.
Yeah, that's it, man. We will life hack the shit out of the rainforest.
We will life hack the shit out of the rainforest, Who cares about air quality? We don't need air quality. We'll adjust.
No, Mr. Chimp, we got this.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
relax.
I'm sorry, koala bear, but we need one thing to turn unnatural to put in yoga pants, or Subway sandwiches. Or
Everything's either made out of, what is it, bamboo, or what's
Wherever-
weed made out of?
Weed?
Well,
Hemp.
Not hemp. There it is. What's
Well,
weed?
they don't
What's
let it make
weed made-
hemp, but yeah.
What's weed made
What's
out of?
weed out of?
Owned it.
Grass? I don't know. I don't know.
It's
Herbs.
a weed, man.
It's weed. Where's Joe when you need him?
Oh no, that's a
But in
great.
any case, Chad sucks.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. We
Casey's AFK away from keyboard. I don't know why I should be shot for saying AFK.
Yeah, that's
What am I freaking typing on Facebook? What a.
can't take that back.
We've done 7 minutes of just BSing, having got to anything football.
We have. That's okay.
This will be a light program. I think I said that at the beginning. I should have.
Yeah, we're gonna have to timestamp this one. This is the first 8 minutes.
This will be
This is us
timestamped.
BSing, and you're gonna have to edit out. No,
And I know that because of '96. I was
That's-
hanging out with an Australian family. He goes, "I'm gonna go smoke a fag, mate."
Yeah, that's
I don't know why that accent just came out that way, but
that's how I'm referencing it. That's what the reference I was using, but I don't know if that's what you were.
the old people just, you know what? Pull your panties up.
I quit smoking fags a couple years ago.
Did you?
Yeah,
Now
I still chew the gum.
Now you're on to transvestites, which is offensive. Transgender,
Yeah, transgender.
cross dressers.
No, that was only a couple of times.
Oh, well, you don't knock it till you try it.
I didn't judge you for the shower thing. Thank you. I appreciate that.
What?
Oh, I
You're welcome.
thought you were fixing to judge the hell out of me. I was like, no, we're
No.
going to put into that right
No,
now.
I mean, I've judged you. I've talked about you behind your back, but
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Honesty there.
But anyway, let's delve into some football, and I'm sure we'll derail what we're going to talk about and joke around because it's kind of just a cool night just to hang out. Thank you to all the people who have actually supported us on our Facebook page, all you great people on Twitter. We started this business, and we're still young, and no joking. I mean, we really are new at all this, and we have such a blast doing it. Yeah, we're not the best technical people, as I mentioned, but we appreciate y'all, and I forgot where I was going.
No, you're right. At the end of the day, hopefully you guys are getting some good information, and
Right.
and hopefully it's entertaining. That's
Right.
I mean, that's where we're just honestly, most of us are just guys like y'all, just
Yeah.
BSing and
And when you say guys like y'all, I always want to bring this up because it pisses me off to sit there and watch these D-bags on NFL Network or mostly local radio. I'm sure wherever you are, if you're in like Cincinnati or Cleveland listening to us or Philadelphia, wherever you are, you have your local sports guys, and they just say the worst things that are just wrong. They are wrong. And then, we have John McClain down here in Houston. This guy comes on, says something 100% wrong, comes on next week and just says, well, this is what's going on. It's like, yeah, we know, John, because you told us the opposite was going to happen. And we felt like we were doing better than these quote-unquote so-called experts. And I'm not saying we cornered the market on that. There's a lot of people like us who sit there and they look at their mock drafts and they choose a player and they're just real high on a player and they figure out some type of strategy for fantasy football. They initiate it. And that's who we are. We're those guys. And we appreciate y'all listening and liking our Facebook page, again on Twitter, and coming to our website, which is DynastyWise.com. But Pat has called something, and I want to bring it up. Pat called, I don't know how many days ago. It might have been a week. I don't know.
It's been. When I wrote the Cowboys article a while back, I was doing the Dallas Cowboys triple threat.
Yeah.
Which they're on our website and all that. But I'm doing a triple threat, which is basically breaking down the top 3 players for each NFL team. And I wrote the Dallas Cowboys, and I looked at Dez Bryant. I kind of saw what he did last year, and then I started analyzing even further. And Jeff, you're onto it, man. I appreciate you giving me a little bit of credit there, because I called Dez Bryant's days being numbered,
right?
And I felt honestly that they were going to cut him loose. I didn't expect it to happen this soon, but we are only a couple weeks away from the draft, so they're going to clear up some cap space. And
yeah, I don't remember their cap space, but you know, Pat, you called Dez Bryant being cut by the Cowboys. And there was rumor, but Jerry Jones had come and said, no, he's going to be on our team. And now he's not.
I got such a hard time for it, too. The people were, they'll never cut him. They'll never cut him. Dez Bryant, I was like, man, he's been there. I think this is going into his 9th year over there.
Yeah, and he's not.
He hasn't produced anything really in the last 3 years.
You know, we got some tread on our Facebook page. You know, people coming in and saying, you know, teams that are looking at him. Baltimore, for one. Baltimore could use a guy like him.
Because, I mean, you know, and I was listening to, it was on 610 today, 6:10 a.m. here, and it was actually their triple threat, ironically enough. But that's what they were talking about, is that I can't remember who the gentleman was. He's a reporter up there in Dallas, and I apologize for you not mentioning your name, buddy, that I don't remember. But he had mentioned that, Dez Bryant runs 3 routes. He didn't say what 3 routes they were, but I was like, really? I mean, look at Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice he was the route running king. I mean, you could put him in any position, run any route, he'd run it clean. Dez Bryant's got 3, and there was a defender, I can't remember who the corner was, and I apologize again. But basically, he came out and said he was the easiest, wide receiver to cover. Now, he's a beast, don't get me wrong, this is quoting him, that don't get him wrong, that he's a beast wide receiver, but at the same token, he knew he was only going to run 1 or 3 things. So he could shut him down. And that's what's been going on the last 3 years. They figured it out, and they figured out their formula for Dez Bryant, and look what he hasn't done the last 3 years.
Yeah, to be fair to Dez, he has had injuries.
Yeah, I mean.
And you're getting up there, you get injuries, you're slowing down. But you're right. I mean, if a guy is stating that, I mean, let's face it, Dez Bryant was not a Rhodes Scholar coming out of college.
No. He was not.
But I'm going to give Dez Bryant some credit.
He's had some productive years, though. I mean, I don't want to take away from that.
But he also has matured. I remember he was playing really well, and he hurt his leg, and he went hopping back out on the field to be with his teammates because they won an important game. And, the trainers were telling him not to do it, which, somebody would say, well, he needs to be back in. But you know what? That shows he's part of the team. And Cole Beasley over there, every team's got to have a white guy who plays the slot receiver who gets open on 3rd down.
Yeah,
and, there's NFL films like Cole Beasley caught a ball and Dez Bryant's injured, and he looks right at the camera and goes, hey, no man can cover that guy. Speaking of Cole Beasley, I think he's matured, but you're right. Does he just run 3 routes?
Yeah.
If what that guy said was true. And you bring that's a solid take. Teams figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this guy's going to run 3. This other guy's saying it.
He's just saying it out loud. I mean, he's not even very brazen about it, because it's one of those things that, and once they figure you out and they take away your weapons, which if they can take away your route running, all you really have is your size and your speed. Well, to be honest with you, his speed isn't what it was. I mean, he is getting older, but it is one of those things that, man, they got your number. They got you. That you're owned, and that's it. So
I got you.
Yeah, that's it, man. Because, I mean, I think this year he was still top 25. I think he was 24th in most PPR leagues this year, 2017, which is good. But he drops a lot of balls though too.
That's true. He drops a lot, and I'm sorry, Tony Romo was a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Tony Romo's throwing 30 plus TDs mostly a season.
Yeah.
That Prescott, maybe 20.
Now, Dak is a better leader. I think he's got better control of the locker room.
I don't know.
We're spending a lot of time on a team we hate, but
I know, but it is the story of the day.
But there's a lot of people that have Dez Bryant on their dynasty teams, you know.
I mean,
but I would debate you on it because I felt like him having control of the locker room was a big factor of them saying, okay, we're okay without Tony Romo, let's move on. I felt like if he didn't have the leadership qualities or couldn't take over that quick, they would have hung on to Romo or done something a little bit different.
Well, I think the hype train, everyone jumped on the hype train.
That could be it too.
You know, but leadership aside, you know, okay, but still, Tony Romo's throwing 30-plus TDs, where Dak is throwing maybe 25. I don't know the numbers, but he's maybe throwing 25 TDs. Not even that. I don't think Derek Carr is throwing 25 TDs yet.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's
There's a lot of promising QBs in this league, but none of them are taking that next step to be the next Aaron Rodgers. You know, Tom Brady Tom Brady's the next Joe Montana. You know, Peyton Manning was the next Dan Marino.
Yeah.
And by the way, I called that. You know, you called Dez Bryant. I called Ryan Leaf will be a great quarterback.
Owned it. He had 22 TDs last year.
Yeah, I mean let's face it. Troy Aikman didn't throw a lot of TDs. I mean, he just
and a lot of it boils down to TDs at the precise moments, you know. But to be fair, well, they're kind of redoing it, you know. I mean, they're redoing the system. They need to replace the wide receiver and have that the Michael.
Well, they got Hearns.
See, is Hearns the answer? Or do you think that
Hearns might run more routes than Dez? He might run
better. He
routes.
might run better routes. And that was my question with Dez Bryant.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my question with Dez Bryant. Is it? I hate saying it this way, but is it because his lack of talent on the being able to run the routes, or is it because the offensive coordinator just held him back?
No, I don't think the offensive coordinator. I think Linehan is a good offensive coordinator, and I think
he was just limited talent.
I think he's just. I don't think he's, smart. Football smart.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
Yes. Hit me.
Okay. The Niners, they bring him in. The Ravens can use. There's been talk about the Texans just because it's Dallas, Houston. I mean, it's right there. That's just going to be natural.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see Dez Bryant going in your best guess?
If I were to, my best guess, I'm looking at Washington.
Good one, Washington.
Because I honestly, they're hurting. They need it. And is he the answer? I don't know, but they may try him out for a year because they're going to get him at a budget, right? Or
I don't know, but that's kind of interesting. But it also, does Dez Bryant go to Washington to kind of give the middle finger to, I want to beat Dallas twice a year?
Yeah, I think that's highly possible. And I mean, that's my theory. I mean, if I had to, I thought about Baltimore. I thought Baltimore was a possibly good landing spot. They need some talent over there. But I felt like Washington, or even this is a typical New England Patriots move.
Patriots could go get him.
I mean, they just signed Cordell Patterson, didn't they? I believe
they traded for Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, did they really?
No, Brooks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Brooks.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. We have to look that up.
First off, we hugged local people, and then your source was a local guy from Dallas.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about, we're like you. We're smart. They were like Nelson Aguilar. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela.
Right.
You don't know what the Nelson Mandela effect is?
No, I don't. That was a new analogy for me.
Okay, Star Wars, right?
Okay.
Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
What's the line Darth Vader gives Luke about, being his pop? What is the line?
Luke, I am your father.
That's 1,000% wrong.
Is it really?
Right. The line is, no, I am your father. Because he says, he told me, you killed him. And he goes, no, I am your father. The Nelson Mandela effect, it started out because people swear up and down they saw Nelson Mandela's funeral in the 90s. Another thing is the comedian Sinbad, he was in a genie movie. Do you remember that movie in the 90s?
Yeah, I remember. I remember the movie, but I don't remember.
No, there's no movie.
With him being a genie?
There's no movie. He's never been in a movie like that. That movie is non-existent. Thus,
why do I picture him in a genie outfit?
yes, you do. That's called the Nelson Mandela effect. That it's like a cut in the time space continuum, like like alternate universes.
Yeah.
Like it's mixing in. So you go, Luke, I am your father.
Naturally.
In that reality, you're sitting in the theater and it's like, Luke, I am your father. Whoa!
Right.
But the actual line is, no, I am your father.
Oh,
and it's all started because people swear up and down Nelson Mandela, he died in the 90s, and we watched his funeral on TV. And thus it's the Sinbad. I think there were some other ones that were kind of stupid, but
Yeah, I'm sure there's always going to be.
I'm not saying I believe in it, but but you 1,000, because when I read about the Sinbad movie, I was like, yeah, I remember that movie, yeah, and I'm like, and they're saying no, it's not. I'm like, oh, you're full of crap. I'm yelling at the internet.
The quote wasn't 1,000% incorrect. It's no, I am your father, and I said, Luke, I am your father. So it's only one word, so it's not 1,000%. So if we base it off percentages, I'm only about 20% wrong.
I'm gonna mute your microphone.
Don't you mute me?
All right. Anyway,
tomatoes.
Right. So you say Washington?
Yeah, I see him. Where do you see him going?
I don't know. Dead air, Jeff. Thanks. I know.
Sorry, we can edit it
Welcome
out.
to the silence. Baltimore needs them.
They do.
I don't know what their cap space is.
I honestly believe that Baltimore.
Texans have the cap space.
They do. I see. I wouldn't mind him landing in Houston. I think that would be a good fit for him because with him, but you can't put him in the slot. But you got Will Fuller.
Niners have the cap space.
I think the Browns have solved their receiving problems.
They have Landry.
Yeah. And if Josh Gordon comes back, then they're solid there.
Yeah.
Because I know they had a lot of cap space, but I'm interested to see now what's going to happen in the draft. I feel like there's a lot of mock drafts that I'm not saying they went out the window, but they're going to have to adjust a few things. I'm not saying that a lot of them were taking the Cowboys, with the receiver, but I know they should have been shot. But there's no.
Well, they might take a receiver now. A lot of people had them taking the defensive lineman. Definitely help on defense.
Yeah.
Chad did an excellent mock draft that you can look at on DynastyWise.com. He's got his 2.0 up. I did my Jeff Rose crazy mock draft.
Always a good time.
Yeah. Him and I are similar in a lot of things, but everyone, first off, Mike Mayock's probably the best mock drafter that I've seen on NFL Network. Yeah, then I go praising guys, or we just say, no, they suck. We're smarter.
Yeah, what was it, the trade? Well, there's some guys. We're not saying they're all bad.
Last year when the Bears traded Mike Mayock on the draft.
For Trubisky, they moved up or whatever.
Yeah, from one spot. He goes, well, there goes everyone's mock draft.
Yeah, no one saw him doing that.
Yeah, no. Everyone's mock draft probably going to be 90% wrong, but that does open the door up. Do the Cowboys take Cortland Sutton out of SMU? Big frame, big target. I can't say this guy's name from Notre Dame. He seems like a nice guy. Iniquianus St. Brown, something like that.
That's perfect. That's spot on.
He's 6'5", 214, ran 4.48 or something like that. And Michael Irvin at the Combine was saying, this guy's really running these routes well.
And I think that's what because there's no real huge big names coming out. There is no Saquon Barkley on receivers. There's no
Ridley and Sutton kind of at the front, but even Ridley doesn't dazzle you with anything. Not to say he won't be great, but he's a precise route runner.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's no one that really just makes you want to throw caution in the wind and go after him.
You love DJ. DJ Clark ran a 4.35 and he jumped 41 inches, but who cares if you don't have the football mindset, the football IQ to go out there, run the right routes, be able to get on board with your quarterback, like Aaron Rodgers had with Jordy Nelson.
Right.
You're just together.
That's a big question with Jordy leaving, as what's going to happen over there now. They're not hurting a receiver. Aaron Rodgers spreads the ball around, but is he going to have the same connection with some of his other receivers that he had?
Yeah, adding Jimmy Graham really helps him because Jimmy Graham's probably one of the best pass-catching tight ends in NFL history. But he might be better of a system guy because he didn't do well in Seattle. Now, granted, Seattle gave up their offensive line to sign all their defensive players that they're getting rid of now. And, and Russell Wilson's running for his life and creating plays.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's where Russell Wilson, where he's been most successful, especially, of course, this all relates back to fantasy, is where he's been most successful is where he's running when he wants to run or he's extending a play because he wants to, not because he has to.
Right.
That's been the biggest difference. And I think if I made a comment on a couple of, run quarterbacks like that. And let me ask you something, Jeff.
Sure.
Who do you think is going to have a better year fantasy-wise? Jimmy Garappolo or, Rams? Please edit
Jared Goff?
Yeah, Jared Goff. Please edit that out.
No, we're going to leave that in.
That was blanked out. But yeah, Jared Goff. I mean, who do you think is going to have a better year?
Jared Goff, the Niners paid Jerick McKinnon way too much money. I was talking to my friend Adam. He lives out there. From Midnight Squadron. I like to touch base with people when I do my mock drafts and kind of want to do an article, get the local flavor from, once again, guys like us. And, he brought up they really overpaid for Jerick McKinnon. But Jerick McKinnon showed that he's an every down, he's all 3 downs of, back. He can play. He's great pass catcher out of the backfield. But Jared Goff, that offense, they want to pass, but they have Gurley. I'm going to go Jimmy Garappolo because it's going to be his second year in the system with Shanahan. I think Shanahan has proven himself, and I hated Shanahan before, but he's proven himself to be the best offensive coordinator. Maybe not, Jordan Palmer, who's a, play quarterback, brother Carson. He's one of those quarterback gurus getting college quarterbacks ready for the draft and the combine. He said Bill O'Brien's where you want your quarterback to go to. When Deshaun Watson got drafted, he was just like, Bill O'Brien's the best quarterback coach. But as far as getting, offensive production out of your quarterback, I think Shanahan is. So I'm going to go with Garappolo. Okay. But it's close.
Yeah, that's kind of a comparison that's kind of popped up here lately, especially as, people going to startup leagues and, looking at trades and all that. And I'm going to have to go to our trade calculator and take a look, see who's valued higher. But
right.
Because that's an interesting concept because, they both have some decent weapons. And I'm really interested to see what Cooper Kupp's going to do this year. Because he
once again the white boy, who plays the slot.
Yep. The guy went off last year, and I'm hoping it rolls over. He ended up, coming out of the chutes, hot and heavy. Kind of. I knew he was going to do some good things, but I didn't expect it to be that quick.
Earlier you said, pretty much other than people are real, Cortland Sutton and Ridley are the quote unquote big names receivers, but it's not like Andre Johnson when he came out,
right.
Or
even Dez Bryant when he came out,
or the year you had AJ Green and Julio Jones come out. It's like these guys will be studs.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good wide receivers.
Well, do you think a lot of fantasy? I hate to cut you off, but do you think a lot of? I'm gonna ask you, and then I'm gonna make my statement. But what position do you feel like fantasy owners, especially dynasty, that they are moving around? What position do you think they hit? I guess they fail the most at.
Quarterback and running back, because you got a team that will quarterback because it's just hit and miss. It's so hard to play quarterback in the league. I know. I was in the league for 4 years. Okay. But no, quarterback's just hit and miss because one, you got to get on the right team. You got to have protection. You got to have quality receivers. The team goes as the quarterback goes, and the quarterback goes as the team goes. But then running back, because it's like, who knew Jerick McKinnon? And he just got paid.
Right.
There's a lot of big name, and the NFL's coming back to, all right, we're taking Leonard Fournette. We're taking but Dalvin Cook was second round, and he was going off.
Yeah.
We took Todd Gurley, Adrian Peterson, that's way further down.
Right.
But there's been a while where the team's like, look, it's our scheme.
Right.
It's our scheme. We can get this guy undrafted and pay him $400,000 a year.
Yeah, whatever the league minimum.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. And have this guy going for 1,200 yards. So I say quarterback, running back.
Okay, and I'm not to contradict you, you know,
Okay.
or come at you, but see, I think it's wide receivers because there's so many of them.
Well, you're wrong.
I think that's that, but that's what I feel. I mean, I think it's wide receivers. There's so many of them that come out. I mean, look at like Sammy Watkins when he came out, highly regarded. You know,
Yes.
and Stephon Diggs was on a lot of free agency. He rode the free agency for a long time. And
Yes, he
wasn't
did.
on rosters. And I feel like that's the one that. It's not one of that. Say, I feel like wide receivers. It's not one of those ones where it's when you know. Other with the exception of a Dez Bryant or even like a Leonard Fournette for running backs. I mean, you see those players and it's like okay, these
Right.
guys are going to do some good things. But you get that middle of the pack where people are just. I mean, who knew that Alvin Kamara was going to do what he did last year?
Right. I mean,
I was high
everyone-
on the guy, but not that
Yeah.
high. I mean, there's no way. But then again, like ties back into what you're saying with
And we'll
running
see.
backs.
We'll see what Barlon Mack can do this
Right.
year in Indianapolis.
See, and that's a big question because I've got him on my team, and I'm curious what he's going to do. And I've been trying to, investigate that a little bit. And I was real high on Derrick Henry, and then I was like, all right, finally he's going to get the go ahead,
and they bring in another guy.
Deion Lewis. And I was like,
But I think he'll get the bulk of the carries.
I think so too. Deion Lewis, I don't know. I'm curious now that he's not in New England if he's going to have the same kind of
Right.
impact. Because that, like you said a minute ago, scheme. It boils to the scheme. Now, did he fit that scheme perfect? And he crushed it over there. But rule number one: never trust a New England running back. Y'all know that.
Yeah, in fantasy, you just
Yeah.
don't know who to take. I'll boost your wide receiver thing because Braxton Miller in Texans, he was supposed to be like this guy. He was quarterback, but he really looks good at receiver, and he's basically become a magician out there. Not because he's making tricks, but no, he's disappearing in the middle of the second quarter. You're not seeing him for the rest of the game.
Good old Houdini, man.
Yeah, man, he's Houdini, and I'm like, oh, magic. Yeah, he's magic. Look at no, he's like,
Braxton
he's like,
Houdini
ta-da!
Miller. Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, how'd you get in the locker room after the game?
He just earned himself a nickname.
Right.
Braxton Houdini Miller.
Yeah,
man.
right.
That's
And,
it.
and then Watkins just was a bust. I wasn't high on Watkins.
He had a
but
couple.
I
He had a
couldn't
couple.
argue.
He had a couple of decent
But
years.
they had Robert Woods opposite him doing just as good, and
Yeah.
I don't know where Robert Woods was drafted, but that's the whole thing. Nobody knows where. I mean, there's someone. Yeah, I know where Robert Woods was drafted, but
Yeah, come on.
no.
Yeah.
But see, this year, and I'll go back to this. This year, Ridley's the best route runner. Ridley's going to be a good pro. But then, like I say, you got St. Brown, who's 6'5". You got Sutton, who's a big frame, long arm, big guy. DJ Moore, DJ Clark. These guys get into the NFL and they get coaching if they're coachable.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are like, they just can't be coached more. Robert Griffin was drafted 1 by the Skins, and then Cousins was drafted like in the 3rd or 4th round. I believe the 3rd.
Yeah.
Which one took coaching?
Right. Exactly.
Which one was actually better? Which one's not 160 pounds?
And,
But,
and RG3 is a prime example of what happens when a quarterback's
right?
trying to force it and all that. And that's, I'll be honest with you, that's my fear with the Texans. They have a great quarterback over there with Deshaun Watson, but I'm afraid that there's a potential of the RG3.
He's a smaller frame. Yeah, he looked good, but I didn't see enough. I know Clayton's going to want to strangle him. I didn't see enough.
I didn't
Deshaun
either.
Watson.
I mean, he showed me flashes, and
Yes,
it
he
was great.
did.
It was great. I mean, as far as fantasy points, game over game, I think he's, for the games he played, he's at the top.
Right.
But there's a lot of question marks there. I mean, is he the answer of their quarterback, the carousel of quarterbacks? I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope they finally got their guy, and I'm hoping that
And that benefits us fantasy players.
Yeah.
It's whether you're a fan of the Texans or you're a fan of this team or whatever. It's like, oh God, just especially Dynasty like us, it's like, oh God, I hope Deshaun. I hope. Well, Roland got Deshaun Watson, took him. Roland told me on the way there, I'm taking him early.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
did.
hey, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault the guy.
But
he knew that there was going to be some guys looking at him. Because
Well,
they
yeah.
knew he was going to earn that starting role pretty quick.
right. But Roland was like, look, I'm going to take him.
And I don't blame
he
him.
did. But you want everything to be solid in the NFL. You don't want a quarterback carousel.
Right.
You want, so it's like, okay, this is my first time drafted Dynasty League. You go look online, Deshaun Watson's ranked 1 or 2, and it's like, it's like,
What 6 starts?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
and
like-
he produced. He produced those games. We're not arguing that,
yeah,
but
he learned the game. He
for-
picked up the speed.
For you to put your entire dynasty franchise on the shoulders of a guy who started 6 games is a risky proposition. Could pay off big, but
Right.
to me, especially in a startup, there's too many other really, really good, proven quarterbacks out there. He would definitely be. I would definitely consider him as my backup.
Right,
but,
yeah, and then see what he can do.
Yeah, and
But
the
you want that solid. It's like there's no longer a carousel there. He's the guy. I feel comfortable taking him, and that's getting hard. That's another thing with running backs. You're getting running back by committee. It's like
Yeah.
It's like crap. He got 13 carries. The other guy got 9, and my guy had 13 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown. The other guy had 9 carries, and they went for 15 yards. Why don't they just give my guy all the carries?
Right.
You
and,
know?
and that's kind of what's going down there, going on over there in Houston is they're kind of, with Lamar Miller. If Foreman comes back and he's healthy,
He's 6 feet 230 and ran like 4.46.
the guy's a monster.
If he gets it together, look out.
Yeah, and see, they're trying to do that with Lamar Miller. They're trying to get Lamar Miller to run between the tackles. He's not built for that. That's not his. He's a great. I say he's one of the better flex option running backs you've got out there. Donta Foreman is more of a
You want to see Foreman take the job.
you do.
But look, I mean, you have Derrick Henry, and you had to sit him because they had DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
Had 2 legitimate running backs. It's not helping you in fantasy at all.
And there's obviously there's a couple times I had to start him, but
Yeah.
but other than that, I mean, he's sitting down. I mean, I got Carlos Hyde, and and that's the way I'm gonna roll that.
Yeah, it seems kind of odd that the Niners didn't just re-sign Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Especially with Garappolo coming in and Carlos Hyde being the biggest producing, one of the bigger producers over there. I figured that's an automatic sign, but they don't.
They have the cap space.
They do, and the problem is a lot of running backs they don't produce in their second contract. Their third contract. They did a thing on that. The odds of that are really slim. Adrian Peterson is going to be out there, and Adrian Peterson's one of those running backs that did repeat his second, third contract, and he died off. But
right. Well, he's one of the greats.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
know.
But it's such a rarity.
Right. Well, Pat, let's start settling down. Let's start ending this podcast. But let's talk about what's going to be the future of DynastyWise.com for the people out there listening. Again, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us so far. We really appreciate y'all. And please don't be shy. Ask questions, leave remarks. If you see me post something on Facebook or Twitter, or any of our guys, just you think it's stupid, call us out. We love a good lively debate. We appreciate you, but what is this about T-shirts, Pat?
Right now, it's we're actually working on the T-shirts and all that to help. It's more of a right now. It's more of a fundraising thing to help us, keep the lights on per se, and help us keep moving forward. And that's a part of it. Of course, there's some Dynasty Wise out there, and we've got a few. We've also got a few.
The shirts. What do we have?
Yeah, we've got a couple shirts out there that we'll be selling and all that. Those are, we designed them and all that. And those.
What are some of the designs?
We've got the one with the gentleman sitting on the can. Where we're holding an iPhone or Android, whichever you guys have, and it's where championships are made is the quote on it. That's a big one. We actually put it out, and we've drummed up a lot of interest on it, and we've also got the definition of what is it?
What?
Dang it! The Joe just had it on the other day. I forgot. I've only seen it a couple times. It's the we'll get to that.
But we're not pushing just promoting like our DynastyWise.com. If you want to buy a DynastyWise.com shirt,
absolutely.
great.
Yeah,
but we have
please
like
do.
the Stinker Thinker or what?
Stinker Tinker. That's the definition
Thinker.
of the Stinker Tinker. And
Yeah.
The Dynasty Wise shirts are more of actually what we're trying to do with those is we're going to probably be doing a raffle or, a giveaway in the next couple months where as you guys sign on, you automatically be entered into our raffle. So we'll start giving some of those away. And especially
you can win a free Dynasty Wise shirt, or, maybe we'll send you a Stinker Tinker or Championships Are Made Here shirt. I mean, so.
Yeah, we got that stuff cooking up, and we've been actually working diligently. We're going to be opening up the forum here in probably the next couple months. One of those, there's going to be a lot of categories, but one of the big ones that we got a lot of emails on was actually, we have a trade calculator. We're working on the background, but
So that's coming up.
Yeah, that'll be coming up. But the big thing is on the forum, you'll be able to drop your trade, and actually we'll give back and give you numbers and all that. You'll have to sign up for the website, which is free for now.
Yeah.
I think we're going to keep it free. Even if we do charge, it's going to be pretty minimal.
It'll be like $1.99 or something like $4,099.
And that's all that's really doing is just paying for some
$4,099 a month.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly. Or we might do that weekly, I think.
Yeah, 4099.99 weekly.
And we do have right now we have a podcast that we have scheduled at our local brewery here for draft night, 11 below. Hopefully we'll get that worked out and be able to hopefully be doing that one live is what I really like to do if we get it. That's if we get everything worked out.
We can figure out Google Hangouts again. We're the white belts of this technology stuff, but I want to go back to the forums. That will be it'll be free for now, and then all kidding aside, it might be. Don't quote me. It might be $1.99, $2.99, $4.99. But on the forums, you can post your team. You can want advice, and we'll actually post in the forums with you, giving you advice like, hey, this is what we heard about this guy. You need to drop him. You should pick him up. Pat says, we're working on a trade calculator. If you don't like trade calculators, once again, you can still use the trade calculator, but Pat might come in and say, I know what the trade calculator says, but I would not give up, Ezekiel Elliott, Aaron Rodgers, Ezekiel Elliott for anything, unless it's 5 first-round draft picks. Thank you, Brian.
And what we're doing is we're doing something different with the trade calculator. I can't get into too much detail because there's a lot of background work and all that, but we're doing something completely different than some of the other trade calculators that are out there. So to try to change up, and what we always say is, look, don't just have one source for your fantasy information. Explore it out. There's a lot of good folks that we work with and we swap information, and sometimes there's stuff that's completely different from us, and then you draw your own conclusions. At the end of the day, it's information. How you decipher it, you make your decisions on your team, and we're just trying to help you guys out the best we can. And then the other thing, and the forum, to add to the forum is it's also a great place just to have conversations, and talk to other people that, what do I do with Dez Bryant, and that'd be a great thing to post.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff. If you want to start up your own dynasty league, we might give you advice on how we did ours. We've already had 3 or 4 different leagues.
Yeah.
Come, they're like, hey, we like the ideal dynasty. Dynasty is getting more popular. We've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Everyone's catching up to us. And I mean, you even got your whole neighborhood talking about a whole neighborhood of people talking about a super league, and they're looking to Pat here.
Yeah, that'd be fun
to kind of set it up because so definitely stick with DynastyWise. I'm begging, we just started. We really love this just the camaraderie of the fantasy football people. It's just football. It's not politics. It's not religion. We certainly respect everyone's opinion and choices on things, but we're not even going to get into that stuff. Let's just talk football. Let's talk fantasy football. Let's just leave all that other junk, over there and just have a good time. And we have such a great time doing it. And we want you to just join us. We just want you all out there to join us and be a part of what we have. And, I've got a lot. I'm in the gaming world. I got a lot of, not gaming world. I got a lot of friends all over the planet, which we've decided humans are good for the planet.
Yeah, we discussed that earlier in case you missed
horrible.
It. I know. It's
we need good meteor strike just to wipe out half the population.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But I couldn't agree with you more, Jim.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I was sincere. Then I just go into meteor strike to kill. Hey, join us! I hope a meteor strike kills you.
We need to have a piano playing there in the background. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, right. Bruce Willis shows up. Right. I'll take care of it. Like, no, Bruce. But
this is my volcano.
Right. But Pat, you have anything else to add?
No, I just add just one little thing just to add to what Jeff's been saying here. We appreciate all the support. It's been great. Our website's been launched for a month, and we've gotten a lot of subscriptions, and we're trying to basically continue to grow that and make the experience better. And at the end of the day, if we want everybody to not just be doing Dynasty, but fantasy football and really truly enjoying it, because it is a way to get away from the monotony of the crap that you deal with and enjoy and have control over something that's a lot of fun. But thank you again from truly the bottom of my heart, all the support we've had from DynastyWise. Thank you very much. That's all I got, Jeff. All
right. Check us out on Twitter. Again, check us out at DynastyWise.com. And we have a Facebook page. You can just search for it. I don't know the Twitter stuff. That's Joe and Clay's stuff.
It's all at Dynasty.
the Amish guy who's apparently on Twitter. I'm starting not to believe it.
He's social media.
Oh, if we get 75 likes on our Facebook page, Dynasty Wise Fantasy Football on Facebook, search it. Clayton will eat a Carolina Reaper. We'll put up video.
All right, we'll do 75.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're at we just started. We're like at 60.
We're at 60.
I just want to watch him in pain. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so bad.
We will put it on video.
And we also have a commercial that we'll be hitting out
Oh,
soon.
the commercial's great.
Yeah, that's for me when we hit 25 likes. That's how I paid.
Right.
And, I paid my contribution to Dynasty Wise.
Right.
But I can't expect any of the guys to do anything I'm not willing to do myself. And
well, I will not be eating a Carolina.
No, that's
Reaper.
something different. That's a lost bet. He was counting against us. So
well, let's make sure that Clayton's good for it. Clayton, if you're good for it, say something.
He's gonna.
I don't hear anything.
No, all I heard was crickets.
Yeah, so Clayton just volunteered for it.
Thank you, Clayton.
Hey, people, y'all have a good time, and we'll see you next time on the Dynasty Wise Fantasy Football Podcast. Again, DynastyWise.com.